if Liverpool capitalize over these 5 points gap right now by every game, and also they are playing Madrid and City coming first, I mean Southampton, then Madrid, and then City. If they win these three or even draw one of these, obviously, then I could say like, chal, theek hai. So I mean, and if you saw, there was this entire like schedule, the fixture list of 10 games, Liverpool schedule. So they've beaten Brighton twice, Villa, Leverkusen 4-0. I was pretty shocked. I didn't expect that. So I mean, ठीक है मतलब देखते हैं अभी क्या होगा. I feel he might do well. If not top, I think he might finish third at least. If not, but that also depends on Chelsea and Arsenal right now.
Welcome to the show, everybody. Joining us today is a very diverse group of football fans. We have Tushar Abhichandani, comedian and writer and Arsenal fan. We have Nathan Gomes, who is a Liverpool fan, also a comedian and a writer and an MC and a content creator. And we have Pranay Singh, who is a Man City fan who runs tackle from behind.
Wow.
And the laughter has already begun.
elite company while you're introducing.
Can I just point out and
Yeah.
say at the start, me being a United fan, this is the only way I can be in the top 4 conversation this year. ये सब करना पड़ता है मुझे. But welcome to the show, guys. Tushar and Pranay have obviously had you on the show before. Nathan is on the corner flag for the first time. This is your corner flag debut, Nathan. So let's start with you, man. Fucking Arnie Slot is killing it.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I didn't expect this at all. I thought like he'll be at least fourth, fifth. But what I can figure out is that maybe his interpersonal skills with the player, and I just feel like he's developed every player on the squad. It's the same squad. KSR doesn't count, man. He's out anyways.
Yeah.
So I feel like if you look at Simicas, Gravenberch, of course, this guy Curtis Jones and Diaz, man, these guys are playing so much better than they used to last season. So like, still like long time to go here. I'm enjoying this period right now. We have these 3-4 weeks.
Yeah.
फिर देखते हैं January के बाद देखते हैं, because obviously like after that only Liverpool be Liverpool. So
Yeah.
just gonna be happy. Gonna
Honestly,
stay humble.
as non-Liverpool fans, हम लोग सब at the start of the season यही सोच रहे थे कि अभी Klopp तो गया, Daddy's not here anymore.
Daddy's gone.
अभी तो लगने वाले हैं.
Klopp, I'm sure Klopp is happy for Liverpool, but a part of him must also be like, fuck you, man. I built this team.
Exactly.
And these fuckers are performing for the other guy.
There's this one meme where Klopp is like wearing his cap and everything. It's like a tiger meme. And he's like, Klopp seeing Pep lose 4 back-to-back games in a row after he's left the Premier League. I was just like, that's damn funny, bro. So it's a good time to be a Liverpool fan, I guess.
It is.
And also, the one thing that, everyone keeps waiting for Liverpool to falter, but they're not faltering at all.
Yeah.
So, and just to be clear, I am not comparing them to Leicester City because it's Liverpool.
Yeah.
But this has that feeling, how we kept waiting for Leicester to falter.
Yeah.
And again, just to be clear, I know Liverpool is Liverpool, Leicester is Leicester.
Do you?
Because this is like the first season of the manager, everyone's like, अभी गिरेगा. But गिर ही नहीं रहा यार ये आदमी.
No, but it is a great time to be a Liverpool fan, and we'll get to them in a bit. It is not a great time to be a Man City fan, right? Because you've been very quiet from the start.
Actually, no, I'm not sorry.
Yeah, stop being sorry for this, Nathan.
Yeah,
I'm not sorry. Fuck you guys. Not you, your team.
Yeah.
But just on that also, Nathan, like I think वो Spider-Man का वो नहीं है, वो जो meme है जिसमें उसको बोलते हैं कि I'm firing you, and then he's like, you Klopp saying in the Red Bull office, you can do this to me.
Yes.
You know how much I've sacrificed.
पर शुरू करते हैं मैन सिटी के साथ 2-1 defeat to Brighton, 4th defeat in a row for Pep. अभी I know I said this in the intro line, but Pranay, let's hear it from you. Is Pep Guardiola a bald fraud or not? Is it Guardiola out yet?
Guardiola out yet until he gets us another Premier League title, our second Champions League next season. Until he gets us an invincible season, I think we'll make him stay. We'll make him punish. It's fine. So that's very much clear. Yeah, we'll go for another invincible season next year. So there are some ways to make him stay, and I think losing some games are one of them. So we're gonna keep him. We're gonna keep him. Yeah. So that's the whole idea around. But I think just on that note, it's like when this fact even just came out that Guardiola has never lost like 4 in a row.
Yeah.
I mean, like, of course, like, that's just mind blowing, man. Like, ठीक है, जब हारे तब all the tacticians are ऑप्टा सारा आ जाता है बैठ के डेटा बिग डेटा एनालिसिस करके ब्लॉकचेन एआई करके, but just the fact that he has never lost 4 in a row is just like, it's crazy, man. I mean, even to imagine, it's been like what, almost like 8-9 years he's gonna probably like अभी तक contract का कुछ नहीं आया है with Barcelona, with Bayern Munich. People slander him for not doing enough for Bayern Munich. There's a sentiment around him where people say, oh, but the fact that he never lost 4 in a row is just surprising. And I think अब वो 4 in a row वाला जो एक सिटी का जो था वो अब थोड़ा for those who know and for those who don't, like this and this.
But this is the genius, right? लोग बोलते हैं that Pep Guardiola is such a football genius. He is an overall genius, I feel, because this is exactly his plan. He's helping out content creators जिन्होंने memes already बनाए थे वो अभी repeat कर सकते हैं. They don't have to go.
हमारा घर चला रहा है भाई.
वही ऐसे Canva पे जाके FCP पे edit करने की कोई जरूरत नहीं. वही है, सिर्फ स्ट्राइक आउट करके कॉन्टेक्स्ट बदलो and it's all the same. But he's getting a little prickly in press conferences. He's known to be very passive aggressive when he loses. A lot is said or was said about Klopp being a bad loser, for example. I feel not much is said about Guardiola for being a bad loser, primarily because वो ज़्यादा हारता नहीं है. There's not enough chance. But now we are seeing it. And he said that maybe after winning 6 titles in 7 years, it's time of that somebody else deserves it for 1 year. उसमें भी उसने बोला एक ही साल होने वाला है ये, next season again we're going to get back into it. But maybe one year एक CSR कर देते हम लोग.
I think वही वो flirting versus harassment वाला scene हो गया थोड़ा. But I think the major reason because of that, I think, is, I mean, if you like, any blind man can, like, who's not even watched a single Man City game, can also just tell the lineup that we have right now and the injury list we have. I mean, now people are gonna, of course, will jump onto the conclusion, अरे क्या हुआ तुम्हारे bench strength को 300 million 500 million खर्च करा था, घाना के डिफेंस से ज्यादा बजट है तुम्हारा, तो किससे डिफेंड कर रहे हो. तो लाइक अभी नहीं है यार, अभी क्या कर सकते हैं अभी, मतलब अब ऐसे ऐसे प्लेयर्स के नाम आ रहे हैं एकेडमी से जिनके मैं नाम ऐसे नहीं लूंगा, बट लाइक इट इज व्हाट इट इज. आई मीन वी आर इनटू, जो हमारे बेंच वाले प्लेयर्स थे वो भी मतलब इंजर्ड हो जाएंगे तो फिर कैसे होगा. सो I think majorly I don't feel there is any problem in terms of, honestly, like as an attack I don't see any problem. Yes, Haaland के अगर कुछ games देखो तो he has missed some games in point blank, but I think it is majorly because of the confidence he has around, when he has those sort of players. When there is KDB, there's a different aura of Haaland. He's just got like वो जैसे फीफा में केमिस्ट्री वाला सीन नहीं होता कि आगे सेम क्लब सेम कंट्री से ऑरेंज ग्रीन, तो आई थिंक हालैंड के साथ वही सीन है. वो स्ट्राइकिंग पे व्हेन ही डजंट हैव केडीबी और रॉड्री इन द बैक, सो थोड़ा उसको कॉन्फिडेंस का वो हो जाता है. बट दैट डजंट टेक अवे द फैक्ट वेयर यू आर मिसिंग शॉट्स ऑन पॉइंट ब्लैंक रेंज. वो 1v1 जो आई थिंक उसके बॉर्नमथ के साथ जो उसने मिस करा, एंड लॉट ऑफ मिसेस.
Who do you think is more important to the team, Rodri or KDB?
It's like choosing who do you love more, your mom or your dad. I mean, both are equally important, man. Like, I got
which one? Wait, sorry.
Don't lie, we all have a preference.
Everyone has one.
Rodri, because he has better stats.
पर Rodri मम्मी है क्या डैडी है? That is also very important to know.
Rodri बाप है.
But let's talk about that Rodri shaped hole in the midfield, right? तूने वही तो बोला कि everybody is going to jump on your bench strength and what is happening. Let's look at the midfield that played against Brighton. You had Mateo Kovacic, you had Phil Foden, and you had Ilkay Gundogan. Now that is a very good midfield, man. That is a fantastic midfield.
Doesn't get better on that.
Like, I think Gundogan is not the same Gundogan जो बारसा को दिया था हमने.
सभी
Bar-
क्रॉस कर दिया
पता नहीं
the
वो
Barcelona
clutch-
PTSD will do that to you.
हाँ मतलब वो थोड़ा गाड़ी तो उन्होंने वापस दिया बट गुंडगन का क्लच वो अपने पास ही रख के आ गए वो फ्यूज
पर वही है ना, बार्सिलोना, you sell an asset to Barcelona, they'll strip it for parts and give it back to you. उधर वो कुर्ला में उसका कार्बोरेटर बेच दिया उन लोग ने.
वो क्लच हांसी फ्लिक ने अपनी गाड़ी में लगा लिया है गुंडगन वाला वो यमाल में फिट कर दिया है उसने. अब यमाल एकदम घोड़ा बन चुका है एकदम. यमाल क्लच कर रहा है अभी. तो I mean, yeah, that's a good. I mean, like it might sound very low, but I think the player cycle of City, I think we have peaked it. It's the same. I think Nathan can agree. Is the 21-22 Liverpool, as you can say, where like where Salah is getting old, Mane is getting old. मतलब एक 2019 लिवरपूल वर्सेस 2021-22 लिवरपूल की अगर आप कंपेयर करोगे तो I would be shit scared about when I think about 19 Liverpool. That's a different level of shit. Okay, so
that was a different thing. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, so I think that is pretty much the case. I feel, of course, on the team sheet when you see you say Phil Foden, Gundogan, but I think the player cycle of all the players have. I mean, Kyle Walker, man. I mean, like that guy used to beat Vinicius last season 1v1. वो बंदा जो मतलब Vinicius is probably after Mbappe, anyone can name Vinicius is the fastest player in football right now.
Yeah.
And he used to take him 1v1 in Champions League at that the highest stage. So it is what it is, man. The players are aging for sure. On team sheet, it looks very nice, but they have completed its cycle. It's like, like it is what it is. So we have to accept that fact, move on. And City definitely needs to go in the January transfer window to buy some players. And especially, I don't see there's any problem in attack. बट आई थिंक देयर इज डिफेंस क्योंकि मैं एक स्टार्ट पढ़ रहा था अगेन ऑप्टा से उसमें आई थिंक दे हैड ऑपोजिशन हैड लाइक 8 to 10 big chances against Man City. I mean, how many big chances do you see? Like it's like 5 big chances, right, in a game from a club until you're max to max. और वो भी City जैसी टीम के against तुम्हारे 8 big chances. It's like it's nowhere there. So I think attack wise we are pretty much sorted. We are scoring goals. जितने भी आप goals निकाल लो, we have been consistent. एक तो खींचतान के अब हालैंड एक निकाल ही लेता है, but it's the defense which is killing us. And again, like it's majorly because of the injuries. Kyle Walker has peaked. No good center back pairing as of yet, which is confirmed. मतलब John Stones नहीं है unless Rodri के पीछे at least वो संभाल लेता था when he used to play a DM से he used to pivot कभी center back की position. So we don't have that. So I think it's all coming down to just sadly saying, but it's like watching my team age, and there's nothing I can do about it. And new enforcements need to be done by Pep. The sooner we agree. अब Zubimendi की अभी news आ रही है, तो hopefully I think शायद हम जाए, but definitely man, we need to
As
Zubimendi, I think England के हर एक क्लब में Zubimendi की कवर
Doo, where are you?
और वो आदमी छोड़ता नहीं है सोचे
Nathan, how do you feel about Zubimendi being linked to City, man? क्योंकि last season तो Liverpool आते
linked to
also like, but no, the Zubimendi Liverpool saga was like almost done. Like he was about to sign, but then he preferred the scenery in the mountains or some stupid.
The Basque. Look at the beautiful beaches of Basque. Look at the beautiful mountains of Basque.
I remember this. I'd gone for a swim, and before I could step into the pool, I saw like Zubimendi Liverpool almost confirmed. I was like, chal, theek hai, must. I enjoyed my swim, got back, opened my phone. Fabrizio's tweeted, I'm like, fuck, this is what has happened. Like, I don't know if it's Liverpool or the mountains, but yeah, this is just a very stupid.
I think
मेरे को वो सिटी भी नहीं आएगा देखना, वो एंड में वैसा आई थिंक पूरी जिंदगी स्पेन में गुजार के फिर सऊदी जाएगा.
I feel it wasn't the mountains or anything. I think it was the Real Sociedad ultras who had a gun to his head. Like, किधर जाएगा भोसड़ी के, किधर जाएगा तो बोल किधर जाएगा. No, I love Real Sociedad. This is my best.
At the same time, I think it's good for Liverpool right now as we speak because Gravenberch has stepped up and he has stepped up.
Really good.
actually, without being biased, I think he's like one of the best, or if
True,
not
true,
the
true.
best midfielder in the Prem right now.
Hmm.
So
The form of his
it's
life, man. Like just to watch him, yeah, he's in
yeah.
amazing form
And
right
the
now.
thing is, under Klopp, exactly what Slot has done, he's utilized existing talent. Klopp,
Yeah.
I think, just Klopp had favoritism, yeah. Like when Henderson was there, he used to fucking play Hendo. It was so sad and depressing to watch out for a point. But James
Then he,
Milner को midfield में बिठाया
then,
उसने, like okay, he's
then he
good,
replaced
but
him with Endo, who's rhyming with Endo.
Yeah.
that's पिछले
Hendo
season
where
का
Hendo
joke है
आया.
यार. So
ये यर्गन क्लॉप का वास्तु था.
बस so I mean, ठीक है यार.
Did you see Pep got into an argument with Van Hecker because Van Hecker got into an argument with Erling Haaland at the end? We've seen Pep do this a lot. Nathan Redmond के साथ भी किया है. वो बहुत passionately opposition players के साथ बात
फुल
करता
टाइम पे ना, हाँ.
हाँ, full time.
He went, वो जाके गाइड, अगर मैच जीत तो पेप का 2 सीन है, अगर मैच जीत गए तो जाके प्लेयर को जाके गाइड करता है कि
हाँ.
कैसे खेलना है तेरे को.
Correct.
ऐसे खेलेगा तो बड़ा आदमी बनेगा तू. सही
Yeah, he did
वो
that
MC
to
स्टैन
I
की
feel
तरह.
I feel
recently.
being coach of Man City is not fulfilling enough for Pep Guardiola. He wants to coach everyone. मैं तो बोल रहा हूँ पेप को इधर बुलाओ, इंडिया में बुलाओ, सेंट एंड्रूज टर्फ पे आने को, हम लोग का 5-a-side गेम भी मैनेज करेगा वो.
5-5, हाँ.
It would be great. से बुलाते उसको.
But my favorite thing with this post-match thing with Haaland is that I remember after the Arsenal match, he'd gone to Arteta and gone like, "Stay humble, stay humble."
Yeah.
उसके बाद 4 मैच.
That meme, that's like
That
a
meme
template
is going
for the
everywhere. It's
now.
beautiful.
Yeah, it is.
Like,
It
stay
is.
humble, stay humble. अरे मजा आया. It's just too funny.
Yeah.
I
Because
did
it
not.
was so like, I'm like, तू player से झगड़ना, तू मैनेजर का कुछ चल रहा है.
I think, but it's because of the last, उसके पहले का भी beef रहता है ना touch line पे. There is always a beef with Arteta on the touch
Yeah.
line. Always. Every
Gabriel-
time Arsenal play, like there is
Gabriel का था, Gabriel उसका था ना.
Gabriel
Gabriel
का
का
कुछ
yeah.
था.
और उसने भी तो पीछे टपली मारा फिर Gabriel को.
That was just. I looked at it and I laughed. Like it was
Yeah.
just.
I was both like, what the fuck, and I'm like, that is very funny.
Yeah, that is very funny. So I feel like that was one of the most funny moments in Premier League football. Like that is definitely one, because it's one of those things where even if you are an Arsenal fan, no, even if you're Gabriel's mom, actually forget Arsenal fan, तो Gabriel की माँ भी अगर होगी ना, तो you'll be like, अरे क्या funny था ये. Right? That is one thing. And there was one more moment. I think this was like maybe 2 or 3 seasons ago when Fulham had just come back into the Premier League. Fulham का वो एक player था, Bobby Decordova-Reid. At a corner, I forget which team this was against, but Fulham had a corner. And Decordova-Reid is a very short player. He's not like a very tall player or anything. वो काफी छोटा है. He's standing next to the goalkeeper, और वो goalkeeper का glove का strap खोल रहा था.
What?
Yeah. So he just pulls the strap and the goalkeeper is like, oh, fuck it. He's putting it back again. 2 seconds बाद वापस he's pulling the strap. Which is just like next level shit out. Like,
But was that a goal then?
No, there was no goal by the end of it.
That would have been.
That would have been. That should have been given as an FPL assist.
Yeah.
That should have been an FPL assist. Right, from City, let's go to Liverpool. Nathan, like we discussed, fucking Slot is like, he's slotted in.
Yeah, he slotted it
as we say.
exactly. I mean, before season started, I just started posting like football related content and everything. So I made a prediction video, top 6 Premier League teams by the end of season. I put Liverpool 4th. Abhi dekhte hain. They're doing well. I have nothing much to say, dude. Like, he's just doing well.
Yeah.
I think like there's just one good bald manager right now who's also slotted in the Premier League, and I'm like, nice, good. I have nothing to say, dude. Exactly.
Is Slot also Dutch?
Slot
Yeah,
is
he's Dutch. However, I do feel January के बाद पता चलेगा कि
हाँ, क्योंकि हरामी लोग जागेंगे ना फिर ऐसा 25 मैच अनबीटन.
yeah, exactly that January. Yeah. So if Liverpool capitalize over these 5 points gap right now by every game, and also they are playing Madrid and City coming first, I mean Southampton, then Madrid, and then City.
Yeah.
If they win these 3 or even draw one of these, obviously, then I could say like, chal, theek hai. So I mean, and if you saw, there was this entire like schedule, the fixture list of 10 games, Liverpool schedule. So they've beaten Brighton twice, Villa, Leverkusen 4-0. I was pretty shocked. I didn't expect that.
Yeah.
So I mean, ठीक है, मतलब देखते हैं अभी क्या होगा. I feel he might do well. If not top, I think he might finish 3rd at least. If not.
Yeah.
But
like
that also depends on Chelsea and Arsenal right now.
yeah, I mean Chelsea का तो कुछ कह ही नहीं सकते. They are hot one day,
Chelsea,
cold the
yeah,
next.
dude, they
It's
are
a
very
very
hit or miss, bro.
unpredictable. Yeah, it's a very
Like
unpredictable club.
yesterday's game was good, entertaining, but I mean, I expected a draw out of it. At
Yeah,
least. I'm like,
yeah.
I don't see the
Yeah.
So
Same
to
here.
summarize, bro, like I'm just looking forward taking one game as it comes. I mean, I'm not used to seeing because this happened to me 2 seasons, 3 seasons ago. Got that season a quadruple season
Yeah,
when they ended up with only the Carabao and FA Cup.
Yeah.
I was like, bro, is bar Champions League, Premier League, everything. So after that, I'm like, chalo, stay humble. So
No, but like Tushar was saying, no, at the start of the season, all of us non-Liverpool fans and especially United fans, क्योंकि वो जो rivalry है वो तो हमेशा से है ही. We've been saying like, अरे, of course he's going to fuck up. Like, it's inevitable that he's going to fuck up. There's no chance that in his first season he's going to be any threat to the title. Like, no chance. So he'll start off well, then there'll be a dip, and then when you lost against Nottingham Forest,
dude, he's
like,
taking this personally right now, Slot. So he keeps bringing this up in like every press conference or like post-match game interview. Like, yeah, we'll not let this happen like we did versus. He mentioned this. It's like in his head now. Like, how did I lose versus Forest? Right. So in a way, it's a good thing also. Ki nahi, mere ko jeetna hai. It's a good mentality to have, but at the same time, it's like fucking Forest, bro. You like lost versus Forest. So it's Chelsea. I'm just letting it be as of now.
You know how in Indian government offices हमेशा गांधी का फोटो रहता है हर कैबिन में. वैसे एक स्लॉट के ऑफिस में नॉटिंघम फॉरेस्ट 1-0 लिवरपूल का मैच रिपोर्ट रहता है. Just always remember.
Like, it's at this point right now because they've been playing well and everything. I feel like if there's one match in the Premier League where I'm genuinely looking forward to watch, Liverpool versus Forest versus Liverpool. Forest away.
Next time.
So that's going to be...
it'll be so funny if he loses that.
Exactly. That's going to be...
Forest
I think वो जला देगा dressing room.
Like, imagine if he beats, like Liverpool beat City or Arsenal prior to that game, or even like reach a Champions League knockout round and beat like Barca, whoever, and then they lose versus Forest away. That's just, I don't know, man. Like, we shouldn't be talking about this, Tushar. It could happen.
No, we should. In fact, we should definitely be talking about this very specific thing. इसकी ही बात करनी चाहिए. लिवरपूल कभी हार पाएगी, कभी हारेगी, किसके साथ हारेगी?
They will lose. I mean, I don't know which game, any game, but like I'll see at least 2 more losses coming. I don't know which one. So,
क्या amazing! It must be so amazing to be like, I think I'll see 2 more losses this league. In the league season that is 38 games, maximum 3 losses my team will have. Which is decent.
Decent, yeah, good enough.
even earlier when you're saying, that quadruple season where we just ended up with the Carabao and the FA, just 2 trophies. Keyword, just.
Yeah.
Speaking of a lack of trophies, though, Tushar, let's talk about Arsenal very quickly. Because just FA Cup or just Carabao Cup, तो sir, आपके पास तो है भी नहीं.
Talking about segments.
Carabao Cup Arsenal doesn't do.
Achha, doesn't do only.
Just doesn't do. If you notice, last 20 years, Arsenal has never put out a good team for a Carabao Cup. They just they've decided कि ये tournament हम नहीं खेलेंगे.
Carabao Cup is Arsenal का
next in the Carabao.
They're anyway signed with the Prime water, so they don't want to do Carabao Cup.
Because even I'm like एक अच्छे trophy का chance है, ले लो कुछ अच्छा, put it like a good. But they never, in the last 20-something years that I've been watching, I have almost never seen them put out a good team at the Carabao Cup, which just makes no sense to me.
And they lose purposely. They lose purposely, man.
Yeah, they give up कि ये खेलना ही नहीं हमें.
But ये बहुत interesting strategy है because they don't want to play the Carabao or they don't want to play a strong team in the Carabao Cup so that they can save them for important competitions like the Premier League and the FA Cup जो भी नहीं जीत paate.
Exactly.
Listen, please. देख FA Cup का Real Madrid है Arsenal क्योंकि सबसे
fair. I'm saying in recent history.
Yeah. I see. The thing is, I think everyone was okay without the trophies. I mean, of course, having a trophy is good, but everyone was okay with it because it seemed like.
Wow.
No. What I meant was
the dip.
Yeah. Of
What are
course,
these
it's
standards?
good.
Having a trophy is fine.
No, as in of course बीच में अगर FA कप जीत गए, but you know it seemed like कि एक प्रोग्रेस हो रहा है कि चलो ठीक है अगर वो नहीं हो रहा तो एटलीस्ट यहाँ कुछ लग रहा है कि आगे जा रहे हैं.
Yeah.
And ironically, you know how you mentioned the Nottingham Forest thing. Last year, this is what cost Arsenal because they dropped 5 points to fucking Fulham last year, and
Yeah,
then lost the league by 2 points, and then 6 points to fucking Aston Villa after beating City, after beating Liverpool, after beating United.
Yeah.
So,
we
but yeah,
were, I remember this.
so it was just one of those weird. But right now, I think it's a function of too many things going wrong at the same time. The 3 red cards, then Odegaard's injury, who thankfully came back yesterday.
Is Saka injured?
Saka's okay. Saka's okay.
उसने
For international break, he's injured.
अरे वो सब तो खेलता है यार. वो आदमी पता नहीं कितना खेलता है.
आर्टेटा ने डॉक्टर का प्रिस्क्रिप्शन भेज दिया इंग्लैंड एफए को, ये देखो ही इज नॉट अवेलेबल. साइन खुद नहीं किया है.
तो कीपर मारो साला एक तो.
Arsenal playing at the Carabao Cup next round. Palace, I guess, right?
I don't know because as I told you, we don't care about Carabao.
ये सिस्टेमिक इशू है.
I
फैंस
feel
आल्सो
like
डोंट केयर.
Arsenal should
Wow.
win this at one trophy at least this season.
Yeah,
to
they need one too. I'm like चुपचाप
show
ऐसे कप
like
कैसे भी करके जीतो अपना घर वाला
like
कप जो है.
if to show like okay Arteta is still doing well. Like if Arsenal end up trophyless this season as well, then maybe eyebrows to be raised and
The problem is
asked. But
like
it's just happening.
I feel like it's you know what would be the biggest tragedy of this season? After so many years, City are fucking up.
Yeah.
You were in the perfect position with a good squad. All you needed was to add 2 forwards. That's all. 2 good forwards you needed, and you could have actually started off this season really well. And of course, not being dumb fucks and getting red cards for no reason.
But they have 2 good players now, like our waste basically, Gabriel Jesus and Raheem Sterling.
अरे भाई अभी मुझे गैब्रियल जेसस को देखकर गुस्सा आता है मेरे को. I'm like इसको भेजो ना, सऊदी भेज दो, किधर भेज दो यार.
50 million में क्या
like honestly even like who's the striker that Tottenham bought? I keep forgetting. Solanke.
Solanke.
Solanke भी खरीद लिया होता तो it would have been a better like thing to do. Because right now what happens is if Odegaard goes, you have absolutely no creativity in the midfield. And for some reason, like it was still okay, but then Arteta went on this super defensive. Arteta has a Wenger problem. He overthinks everything sometimes and just चल रहा है चलने दो ना उसको. Why do you have to unnecessarily mess with these things?
Yeah.
So like even yesterday, thankfully, after a long time, we had a proper team, like full strength team after a really long time. But it still felt like they were playing with the handbrake on. It didn't feel like because this same team last year, in the final half of the season, when they literally just lost 1 game out of the last 18 and scored some like 60 goals in the last 20 games or something, this same team was like flying.
Yeah.
But you've done a strategy thing that just seems weird, and again you can't rely on Kai Havertz. I mean, Kai Havertz, to be fair, has been good for whatever he's like capable of, but he can't be your plan A and plan B.
Yeah.
Especially when you have Gabriel Jesus who's fucking यार वो मेरे को गुस्सा आता है उसको देख के.
Thank you for understanding, man. Imagine in, I think it was a 1920 season or 2021 season when City when Aguero left. तो उसके बाद he was in the squad and Pep went to the conference, says we don't have any striker while Gabriel Jesus was there. Imagine.
Gabriel Jesus had an interview. There was no other forward in the team, but he played Zinchenko instead of me. And I'm like, fuck. So, yeah, because the first 6 months he came to Arsenal, he was flying. I was like, "Arey, kya baat hai yaar? Like, what a good buy."
Yeah.
And then after his injury, he just kind of like
That's
just went to hell.
That's always. I mean, that's always I've seen with Gabriel Jesus. Like एक पैच आएगा उसका 5 गेम में 7 गोल मार देगा, हाइप एकदम से इंजरी होगा, and then like his season is over. Then you wait for the next season and he's done. Yeah.
No, but एक तो इतनी रोंदू शक्ल है ना उसकी, वो देख के मेरे को गुस्सा. भाई थोड़ा तो खुश रहे.
Worse than Bruno's face.
But Just
honestly.
one more point, adding on, just being done. We haven't seen the best of Raheem Sterling also yet.
No.
You know?
Have we seen anything of Raheem Sterling
एनीथिंग
yet?
ऑफ रहीम से I'm like तूने खरीदा क्यों है उसको
हाँ,
क्या पैसे देने के लिए खरीदा क्या तूने
हाँ.
कि like ये ले थोड़ा
So I
चेल्सी का वेज बिल मैनेज करने के लिए.
अच्छा वो
and for
they are
you know
doing
what
Chelsea a
pisses me
solid.
off is for 3 seasons everyone's known कि भाई तुम साका को कुत्ते की तरह सारा दिन खिलाते रहते हो. You play him in every match. You substitute him in the 80th minute. यार वो टूट जाएगा आदमी.
Yeah.
Like you know you need a proper backup for him. You
Yeah.
know that Odegaard is integral to the kind of football you play. Without him, you seem like directionless.
Yeah.
You know these two are, and you know you have a striker problem for 2-3 seasons. But you refuse. I'm like defender खरीदते जा रहे हो, defender खरीदते जा रहे हो, which is great. I mean, we have a good defense. Of course, बीच में 4 लोग साथ में injure हो गए. But like we have a relatively solid defense, which is fine.
Yeah.
But just this refusal. Apparently, I was looking at a stat that in the last 3 years, Arsenal haven't even spent like 120 million on forwards. This includes wingers and strikers and all of that, which is so stupid. I'm like, you've spent 100 million on Declan Rice, who I like,
Yeah.
but like, गोल भी तो कोई मारना चाहिए ना, ऐसा कोई ऐसा सारा दिन डिफेंस
अरे
करोगे क्या?
पर
I
देख,
think
see,
that,
I'll tell you what the thing is. Like Arteta is a football nerd, much like Pep
Yeah.
Guardiola. Arteta is a football nerd.
हाँ.
उसने फुटबॉल के बारे में सारे जो बुक्स है, डॉक्यूमेंट्रीज है, सब पढ़े. He has read and absorbed every football cliche there is, and the
Yeah.
biggest cliche that he has absorbed though is that goals win you matches.
Defense
Defense
wins
win you
titles.
titles, yeah.
तो डिफेंस वो बढ़ाते जा रहा है पर टाइटल तो आ नहीं रहा है. So
But
ये
I mean,
थोड़ा
Tushar, I agree to this point. I think closest, I think Arsenal was Vlahovic. मतलब वो अगर आ जाता प्रीमियर लीग पे, उसके काफी ही ज्यादा
But see,
strong
I
rumors
don't
थे.
know. एक तो also, I'll tell you the issue with Arsenal right now is also like, you know, unlike a Klopp or a Pep who won trophies, who have a pedigree. This is technically also Arteta's first job. So
Yeah.
a lot of players don't like. They tried so hard to get Sesko from Salzburg,
Yeah.
and his release clause was like 50 million, but he didn't come. Like he refused to come. So I think there is also an issue with attracting a certain kind of player from a certain kind of club, which is not happening. Like there are so many forwards they've tried. They
I mean,
tried
Osimhen का भी rumor था Arsenal का. I
Osimhen
mean,
का भी
imagine
था.
Osimhen coming to Arsenal,
Oh,
man.
fuck
That would have
Osimhen.
been, and
But
he
my
went
only thing with
to
Osimhen is वो बहुत
Galatasaray.
इंजर होता है. और आर्सेनल की इंजरी की ट्रेडिशन देखकर मुझे लगता है वो आते ही इंजर हो जाएगा.
So I have a hot take about Osimhen.
हाँ.
He's a very good player, no doubt. He's
Yeah,
guaranteed goal scorer, no doubt. But I feel like he is a
Disruptive.
risk. Yeah, he's a very disruptive player in the dressing room.
Yeah.
और वो बहुत high risk and maybe not even high reward signing हो सकता था.
So what I'm hearing is the reason he's gone to Galatasaray is because after Jan, then his release clause sort of becomes cheaper. So that's
Yeah.
the reason he's gone to Galatasaray.
But like that's the thing, right? Like you, and again, like you know to a certain extent that this is their career and they have every right to figure out financially what makes the most sense to them. But
Right.
still, as a football fan, you kind of wish to see a certain level of loyalty from football
Yeah.
players, and not just for your club, for any club.
Any club.
Like you kind of relate. Like I feel bad for Napoli fans who were like, "Fuck, Osimhen is such a good player. He's been such a good player for us, and now he's doing this chutia. Now he's doing this chutia, and it's throwing our entire planning into the shitter because not only can't we rely on this guy to perform for the shirt anymore,
And
we
not
don't
buy
have
him
enough,
also.
we don't have enough time to look for a replacement, and we are not even getting good money to get that replacement." So it puts the club in a very tricky situation, which I think makes him lose favor with the fans, and then it's a full fucking chain reaction. फिर वो perform नहीं करेगा, then he'll start affecting other players in the dressing room. फिर उन लोगों का confidence जाएगा. It becomes a fucking.
This is the same issue that happened with this one, no? अपना Brentford वाला. I keep forgetting his name.
Tony.
Ivan Toney, same, because apparently there was a report in the Athletic that Arteta met Tony.
Yeah.
And he was very interested in him, but after the meeting he tells Edu के like नहीं इसको नहीं लेके आएंगे भाई, ये पागल आदमी है,
पागल आदमी है.
ये थोड़ा ऑफ है, नहीं कर सकते ये सब.
Because Ivan Toney ने मिकेल आर्टेटा को उसी मीटिंग में बोला, मैं 10,000 पाउंड की बेट लगा रहा हूँ कि तू मुझे साइन करेगा. आर्टेटा बोला हाँ लगा, और एडी को बोला नहीं साइन नहीं करने का है. 20,000 ले गया आर्टेटा. वेल डन.
So there was that.
That's exactly what happened.
They were trying for Rafinha also, but then if Barca is calling, you will go to Barca, obviously. So the forward issue, I'm like, तो सस्ते ले लो ना, younger players ले लो, कुछ तो ले लो भाई, forward line में कुछ तो करो.
कुछ तो ले लो.
कुछ तो ले लो. Absolutely.
तो.
So that's, I think fundamentally that's the issue. Like you've not bought forwards and you've become very defensive by nature.
But do you think now that Edu is leaving, because yes, Edu is leaving for Nottingham Forest of all places?
No. The thing is he gets to be CEO of the whole group and like
the whole group, yes.
4-5 clubs and also.
Yeah, so Olympiacos in Greece and Nottingham in the.
And one more, I think there's a third one also.
Yeah.
So उसको अभी promotion मिला है basically.
उसको promotion मिला है.
देख भाई पैसा सबको चाहिए.
Yes.
हम लोग सब freelancer हैं, हमें पता है.
Yes, exactly. Well done, Edu. You make your money when you can. But do you think now that he's gone, the new sporting director, whoever he is,
there's rumors that it's going to be Rosicky.
Oh shit.
Rosicky, sorry.
Oh, okay.
See, the thing, the good thing I'll say about all these years, regardless of the lack of trophies, is that now, at least after a decade and a half, Arsenal looks like a club that is decently managed. Like, there is structure, there is like a plan, there is like people look like thoda akal laga ke kharidte hai, bechte hai, whatever.
Right.
So my hope is that if the structure is good and they can, like if Rosicky is good at this, then there is hope.
Yeah.
It's just that I feel like एक कैसे भी करके एक ट्रॉफी जीतो या एक प्रीमियर लीग अगर कैसे भी करके जीत ले भाई उसके बाद then it becomes open, then you get access to a lot more players that you're not getting to right now.
Yeah.
I think it's just that one trophy is the fucking hurdle that's sort of preventing them from going to the next level.
Yeah.
Right. Well, a manager who did get trophies in his 2-year tenure in the club and in the country was Erik ten Hag, of course, not Man United manager anymore. But he leaves with 2 trophies more than Mikel Arteta. So I guess...
One FA Cup जीता Arteta.
अच्छा, ठीक है, fine.
2020.
But okay, 5 years, 1 trophy. 2 years, 2 trophies.
2 trophies.
You take the small victories you get, Tushar.
I mean, he also gave you Anthony, so
yeah, exactly.
His latest gift to you.
Yeah. Anthony को मुझे वो who's that guy who makes those videos in the car, the भाई looking guy, निकल लौड़े.
हिंदुस्तानी भाव. Yeah.
No, उसको निकल लौड़े करने का मेरे को अभी Anthony.
My favorite Anthony story is the fact that
he hired a photographer.
You heard about the photographer?
Yes, of course.
What a legend.
What a legend. Also, what a gig for the photographer. उसको साल भर काम नहीं करना पड़ा, लेकिन payment मिला.
Again, as freelancers, we really appreciate this.
Exactly. But yeah, so Ten Hag is gone. Of course, Ruud van Nistelrooy took charge on an interim basis for 4 games. He has 100% unbeaten record, 1 draw and 3 victories. The last of which was a 3-0 victory last night, which was Sunday night against Leicester. Fantastic stuff. And now Ruben Amorim takes over from today. In fact, अभी updates आ रहे थे कि उसका private jet has landed in Manchester. तो ऐसे ball by ball updates मिलते जा रहे हैं United fan base में.
My favorite thing with because of the size of the United fan base, because of all the years of success and just the general hype around the club, I love how when every new manager comes there, it's just like Messiah आ गया है हमारा.
Yeah, it's like Lisan Al Gaib, full tune.
Lisan Al Gaib has come.
Lisan Al Gaib has come. But I feel, I'll tell you what, Nathan, you were asking me just before we started recording about my feelings. And Tushar, you also asked the same question. Everybody's asking.
I think everyone's asking, not just us on the podcast.
I'll tell you what, like, I have lost hope. I am in that point in my life as a United fan where all hope is lost. अभी मेरे को फर्क नहीं पड़ता है तुम लोग जीतो तुम लोग हारो ऐसा I'm not overly depressed and I'm not overly happy. There used to be a time when every loss would be like, how the fuck could this happen? And bastards, they don't know how to play. And every win was like, we are winning the league. वो सब होता था, अभी नहीं होता यार. अभी it's like
ironic कि मेरे साथ उल्टा होता है. Like now when
disagree, man. I know a lot of friends and followers
Yeah.
who's win every match and like we are back, we are gonna win
Yeah.
this, we are gonna win that.
Yeah.
But no,
नया
it's
support करना
so
start किया होगा उन्होंने.
I know those guys. Those are more Ronaldo fans than they are United fans.
yes, and
I'll just
ironically
say
they
that.
are also Real Madrid fans. So
Exactly. There we
it's
go.
just
There we go. There we go.
I just never got it bad. Like
हाँ, आते हैं ना हम लोग जब भी एंड्रूज टर्फ पे खेलते हैं तभी बहुत सारे लोग आते हैं. एक दिन आता है यूनाइटेड रोनाल्डो नंबर 7 जर्सी, नेक्स्ट गेम विल कम रियल मैड्रिड रोनाल्डो नंबर 7 जर्सी, फिर यूवेंटस अल नासर का जर्सी भी है.
अरे
That is like true dedication. Al Nassr का jersey पहनना मतलब बड़ी बात.
That is next level fandom, but that is the fandom. No, but there's lots of toxicity in the United fan base. Like I am on a United
I
supporters.
think all three of us would agree.
we just gave each other the look.
Yeah.
Keyword.
नहीं, but तुम लोग के साथ भी होता है, because of course I'm not a part of any other fan WhatsApp groups, but the one that I am a part of, like the rubbish fucking opinions that get thrown on a not even a daily, on an hourly basis on that group. ऐसे as a sensible, educated human being, I want to exit. But as somebody who likes to do ungli, I bring myself to exit. Because it's not like I reply or anything. I just read, and there are times when I get angry in my head, and that's the worst thing I feel.
Yeah, it's like me.
Fan groups are crazy. Sorry, go on.
It's like me watching Jani Dushman every like 3 months back. You know, I hate it. It's fine, but you know, like it's but it's
You still,
it's
it's that weird itch that you get to scratch when you do
Yes.
these things, right? It's a very specific thing. But no, with this, the reason why I brought the group up is because at the time of Ten Hag sacking, the same people who were rejoicing when Ten Hag came, they were like, "Oh, he's such an exciting new manager. He's going to take the Premier League by storm. See what he's done with Ajax. He's going to bring the Ajax way of play. Oh, Anthony ko le aaya, Lisandro Martinez ko le aaya. Fuck, amazing. Ajax reunion." They're calling for his head, and they're literally saying, "Takle ko nikalo benchod club se, kya kar raha hai? This is all Ten Hag's fault. Sell Anthony. Why is he choosing Rashford?" I mean, they've turned on every player and every manager. Now that Amorim is coming, everybody's like, "Oh, Amorim ka jet abhi idhar se fly by kar raha hai. Flight radar updates are coming." And I'm like, iske stats at Sporting are the same, if not slightly worse, than Ten Hag stats at Ajax before joining. Ten Hag was older. Amorim is younger. Amorim has players in this United squad who he has played with and played against, who are older than him. If these players have managed to throw Jose Mourinho, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, Ralf Rangnick, and Erik ten Hag under the bus, Amorim को कच्चा चबा डालेंगे यार ये लोग. Like there is no, I have no hope that this young manager, as exciting as he may be, is going to do anything spectacular. Having said that, cautious optimism तो by default होता ही है as a United fan. So I really hope he does well, because he does.
Kills you.
It is the hope that kills
you.
I do hope that he does well, because he does seem like an exciting young manager. The big difference.
अब हो गया एक सेकंड, मुझे लगा आप बोलने वाले हो. I hope that hope kills me.
Yeah. I mean, eventually I feel I feel ये होने वाला है, because inevitably when we lose 1-0 to Crystal Palace, Amorim out will start trending, and I will message all of you saying, देखा मैंने क्या बोला था. Same fan. मैं screenshots भेजूंगा सबको.
Cut to next year. This is a hockey podcast.
But so I'll tell you what the key difference is. Right? But on a very serious note, the key difference I feel, and I was a big Ten Hag fan right until they sacked him, and at the point when they sacked him, I was like, abhi impossible. Like that West Ham game was the final straw. It's not working out very clearly. The big difference between the two is a nationality, because Dutch people are very, very stubborn in their ways, and they're very to the point. Emotionless.
Too direct.
Emotionless. मतलब वो Ted Lasso में Jan Maas का character था ना, that Dutch footballer, वो character perfectly लिखा था, because Dutch people are like that. They are just to your face, to the point, no emotions, no
तुम्हें मानना है मानो, नहीं मानना मत मानो.
no nuances.
हाँ.
There's no ऐसा कंधे पे हाथ रख के बोला भाई ऐसा मत कर, ऐसा मत खेल, तू चूतिया है,
Yeah.
तेरे को खेलना नहीं आता है, बस
They're
that's
like
it.
Greg Chappell basically.
Correct.
Yeah.
So that is very different from what Amorim is like, because he's Portuguese, he's a little more friendly with players, he's got a little more man management experience, or he's slightly better at the man management side of things. And while he will also want the same, if not more, levels of discipline and hard work and all of the laudas that you hear from every manager when they join a club, oh, we want this, we want that, the man management will actually be a key. And that might be the one thing that wins him over the United players. I'm hoping that that is what happens.
I think, like, coming back to Ten Hag, actually, I think the fundamental problem, of course, players throwing him under the bus is one thing, because it's now become a tradition over the last 10 years since Fergie has left.
Yeah.
The problem was you couldn't, for the longest time, you couldn't see what he was, sort of, what was the game plan, what was the style of play. Like with Klopp, with Slot, with Arteta, with, I mean, Pep is fucking Pep, so Pep ki to baat bhi mat karo. Even Enzo Maresca right now at Chelsea.
Yeah.
You see there is a direction कि कुछ एक style है जो develop हो रहा है. But with Ten Hag, it always, and the first season and a half it was okay because you were like उसके players नहीं है. But by the third season, they were all like, I think out of the 25 people, 19 were Ten Hag's players.
Yeah.
So I think that was also, I think had he had like a directional style going there, he may have survived longer.
But a lot of players have also said that not all, obviously on record, but anonymously, a lot of players, the sentiment within the dressing room was he was a good manager. He had the tactics, but his communication wasn't good enough. Like players were being left confused as to what he expected from him.
This is like Emery at Arsenal. They couldn't understand him only.
Right. So I feel like Amorim will change that a bit, because again, the fact that Bruno is Portuguese and he's an influential player in the dressing room, that जो तू बोल रहा था प्रणय, FIFA का जो chemistry मैनेजर के साथ भी हो रहा है.
He looks the exact opposite of Bruno. Bruno was always like miserable and angry, and always smiling happy.
Yeah, that's actually kind of true.
He is the
now that I think of it,
exact opposite. He's like always smiling and chilling.
वो जुड़वा है, वो Bruno का जुड़वा है. He's the happy twin of the two for sure. But yeah, let's see what happens. अभी jet तो land हो गया है. अभी आएंगे photos.
Also he's joining at a great time when he's just beaten City like 4-1. So he's come from a nice position of strength.
Like, you know,
interesting. Like, also the other interesting thing, I mean, United aside, is that I feel like the bottom half teams and like the non-top 6 teams, they seem a lot better this year.
Of which United is a part.
But like a lot of them, like the fact that Ipswich beat Tottenham yesterday, which we're going to talk about obviously. The fact that Nottingham Forest beat this one, Liverpool, Bournemouth beat City and Arsenal. So some weird fun shit is going on this year.
Fun shit is going on, and it's a great season for Arsenal to bottle the league. It's a great season for United to fall even further down. And unfortunately, it looks like Liverpool will run away with this, because Mukesh, who's on the podcast as well, is a Liverpool fan. He kept bitching about the fact that the one time City were faltering a bit, Liverpool faltered a little more. And that was the golden opportunity. I think it was last season or the season, not last season, the season before last.
Season before that. No, this happened for like every season Liverpool finished behind City.
Yeah.
Which is like
City would, but this is also same thing happened with Arsenal, no? This season is happening, last 2 seasons also, when they dropped, Arsenal also dropped at the same time.
Yeah.
I saw this meme where this is the first time since like when Klopp was part of Liverpool, if City drop points, Liverpool would also drop points. So this is like the first time they've capitalized on the fact that City have dropped points. So it's nice, I guess.
It's fantastic. Right, so let's quickly talk about the Spurs game before we wrap up this episode, because not that we love talking about Spurs, especially now that Tushar is here, but he'll love talking about this because Ipswich Town got their first victory in the Premier League this season.
It was hilarious. And the fact that it was at the Tottenham Stadium.
Can I as a United fan take credit for Kieran McKenna, former assistant coach, Man United DNA? Can I do that, please? Can this be one of the small victories that I
Enjoy,
get?
enjoy, take it.
But yeah, what a victory, man! Ipswich look good. Like, I know they haven't got the results, but watching an Ipswich game is genuinely fun, and at times
They've genuinely been good.
it's been more fun than watching United games at points. So it's that level of play. They've been
I
really,
really hope they stay up because they are fun to watch.
yeah, they are.
And a lot of games they could have at least drawn or won, but they ended up getting screwed over in the end.
Yeah, totally. The first game versus Liverpool,
Yeah, that
Liverpool
first half
match
versus
in
Liverpool
that
was
first
insane.
half, I was scared. I'm like, bhai, yeah, Ipswich, what is that?
Yeah.
They played so well.
They rap.
And then the second half, obviously, Liverpool capitalized and they won.
Yeah.
But
The
that
first
first
half they
half
played.
was like a good testament to
Yeah.
how well they can actually play
They played.
once they get going.
Yeah,
And
they played really well in that game.
and
But
it's not just Ipswich that got their first victory. Even Palace, I think, beat Spurs and got their first victory this season or something. Kuch
Was
aisa tha, na? Something like that.
Palace.
Everyone pops their cherry with basically Tottenham.
No,
But,
not us.
no.
That's why I'm quiet. I don't want to talk. I don't want
Oh,
to.
yeah,
Not-
you
not-
guys are playing Spurs next, right?
We are
Pranay?
playing Spurs next at home, bro. Crazy.
not us
Home, then you all
either.
will win, I feel.
3-0 they fucking slapped us. So not us either. We are the team that Spurs fans sing "Can we play you every week" about. And that's how bad things are for United fans.
But Spurs, on the other hand, have also beat United. They've beat City. They've also, it's one other team, I think Villa or some Newcastle or someone they beat, and they lose versus. So it's just one of those teams you don't know where it's going to go.
Yeah.
Like, I won't be surprised if they actually beat City in the next fixture. I genuinely
I won't be surprised.
Yeah, Nathan, I wonder why you want that.
Yeah.
No, like going by the patterns, like this
Yeah.
is Spurs here. Like, it's just kuch bhi ho raha hai. Like
It-
they could even beat Liverpool. Just saying.
They could. On their day, I feel like
Yeah,
they can be one of the better teams in the league, but their days are so few and far in between. It is very hard to understand what is going wrong for them because
No, there's
If
no
you-
plan B, no. Ange has no plan B कि भाई वो full speed football खेलना. I'm like भाई थोड़ा
हाँ.
defense भी तो करो.
हाँ नहीं वो तो है but I'm saying उनका team, if you look at their squad and if you look at their attack as well as their defense, it's quite good. Mickey Van der Ven is a fantastic defender. Like, he is the fastest center half in the Premier League right now. He should be killing it at one-on-one duels easily. You've got Pedro Porro, who is amazing at
Speed.
attack as well as defense.
Crazy speed.
Very, very good buy. Destiny Udogi has been really good for them as well.
so good.
So
Romero,
but Romero is a
yeah.
loose cannon. Romero
yeah, he can be amazing or horrible.
amazing. Or वो
Hit
एक,
or miss
I
it.
think he had done this. No, in one game he scored a goal, scored an own goal, and got sent off. I think this had happened with
Arsenal.
happened with Romero, and that
And
is
gave away a penalty.
that is classic Christian Romero, right? Their attack is also good, if not as good as when they had Harry Kane, but Solanke is doing well, Brennan Johnson is doing well. So
I actually think their attack has gotten better after Harry Kane because the focal points, instead of one focal point, they have a bunch of like multiple
Couple of-
players
yeah,
who are sort of playing off of each other.
yeah.
So I think it's just I think their problem is the midfield, which like because of which they don't have control in a lot of games.
I
Yeah.
think they
Or
have
lose control very fast.
players, but like I think just if, for example, Madison is there, but he keeps getting off injured. So Madison
Yeah.
on his day can give you like 3-4 assists at a game, score
Yeah.
himself. Like, but I think he's been on and off. Same goes with even other players. Like I think Solanke पिछले मैच में मारा, इस मैच में लेकिन टर्न अप ही नहीं करा बिल्कुल भी. तो that's
Also,
what it is.
they don't have squad depth, no, because
Yeah, they have no depth.
Uncle Ji,
No
what's his
depth.
name?
Daniel
का
Levy.
नाम क्या है?
Daniel Levy.
Daniel
Daniel
Levy
Levy.
का भाई साहब खर्चा नहीं करते ना कभी
सिर्फ स्टेडियम पे करते हैं वो.
स्टेडियम पे.
दारू
भाई
निकालने
NFL
के.
खिलाओ इधर, NFL खिलाओ, कॉन्सर्ट करो.
Yeah. But if you guys were Spurs fans, would you want Ange Postecoglou out?
No,
Not yet. No. There are far.
Right?
I in fact like Ange Poster. I'm like,
Yeah.
I think he like with some actual support, he could actually challenge for a lot of stuff if they spend on players.
Yeah.
and he's
But-
also very direct and honest. So I remember last season they lost versus City or someone, and in a post-match interview, he's like, the morale and standards of the fan base need to be questioned. Oh, it was the Arsenal match.
Because those fuckers were doing like that. What's the? Sorry.
It was the Arsenal match. I think
Yeah.
Arsenal won. If Arsenal had to lose, some kuch aisa
No,
tha.
no. Basically, if City drew or lost to Tottenham, Arsenal would have then on the final day
Yeah,
been
correct.
level on points with City and with a higher goal difference.
Yeah, so
And fucker, like once City scored, the Tottenham fans are celebrating.
They
so
were doing the Poznan.
They were doing the
Yeah.
Poznan, yeah.
No, but I feel because
Which really
Spurs,
pissed him off. You could see it. He was like, "Fuck you!
Yeah.
This is our home ground. You should
there
not
is
be
this
celebrating."
video of him like on the touchline. He just storms back to a fan and he's like almost points the fingers at him like, "I know what you're doing. Stop doing this."
Yeah.
He's pretty
But that-
entertaining to watch.
yeah, and
Like-
that's actually good stuff from a manager of a club, right?
Exactly.
Like he's setting the
That should
standards
be.
directly one-on-one with fans as well. And
Yeah.
if you are going to overhaul the culture of a club, I think this is a big part of it. It's just that he needs to get his football in order. Everything else is fine. Abhi khelna
That is
acha
the most
sikhao.
hardest thing, na? But
That is the
if
hardest
Jose
thing.
Mourinho can't do it, then nobody can do it, man.
I have another hot take. Okay, I feel this season Spurs is going to win the Carabao.
I was just going to ask you because उसने बोला ना कि apparently I win
In my
trophies
second
in
year.
my second season.
Exactly
I was just
why I feel this season is Spurs' season to win the Carabao. They've already knocked out Man City. They're playing Man United next.
Yeah.
Of course, if it was Ten Hag's Man United, it would have been different. Now it's Amorim's Man United, so we don't know how that's going to go. But
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if they go all the way and actually win it because
I think they
उसने
deserve
बोला
it also, man. Like, come on. Like, when they last 2008 they won their last
Yeah.
trophy, no? Something.
yeah, something like that.
Something
Tushar,
like that,
Tushar,
yeah.
do Spurs deserve a trophy?
So to be honest, the thing is, as a fan in India, no, I am more concerned about United, Chelsea, Liverpool.
Right.
Tottenham का इतना, if you ask any Indian Arsenal fans, they don't, and City of course,
Yeah.
I don't think any Indian fan really give that much of a damn about the whole North London. It just feels like, why are you comparing yourself to the shittier team?
Yeah.
It's like you compete with the bigger clubs.
ऐसा हम लोग मैनचेस्टर सिटी के बारे में बोलते थे एक जमाने में.
ज़माने में.
But eras
How
came to an
imagine
end. But eras came to an
Imagine if
end.
Spurs win the Carabao Cup.
Biggest self-goal ever. And on that note, it is time for this episode also to come to an end. Thank you so much, everybody, for listening to the Corner Flag. If you'd like to get in touch with us and tell us what you thought of this episode or any other episode, you can reach us on our social media. You can find Tushar on Instagram at.
Tushar_Abhi.
You can find Pranay on Instagram at.
Pranay TFP.
You can find Nathan on Instagram at.
It's Nathan Gomes.
And you can find me on Instagram at AmogranVive. You can also follow the Corner Flag on Instagram at @CornerFlagPod. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, youtube.com/@CornerFlagPod. And subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your pods. Shout out to Kezad Gurda for composing our theme tune. And until next week, it is goodbye from us. Say bye, Tushar.
See you guys.
Say bye, Pranay.
Bye-bye. Take care, boys.
Say bye,
You
Nathan.
guys. Bye.
Bye from me.